The room was silent except for the hum of a private jet's engine. The billionaire, James, slammed his hand on the polished mahogany table. "How could this happen?" he shouted, packing back and forth. He wasn't used to being powerless, not ever. The stock numbers flashed across his phone, but that didn't matter. This wasn't about money, not this time. His assistant, a calm woman in her 40s named Cla, hesitated. "Sir, maybe you should sit." "No," James's voice cut through the cabin. "I don't want to sit, I want answers." Cla swallowed, choosing her words carefully. "You already have them, sir. There's nothing more that can be done. She's gone." James froze. The words sank in like ice water. His sister, the one person who had kept him grounded, gone. And for the first time, the billionaire realized that all the wealth in the world could not fix this. Hours later, he walked into his penthouse, the city lights reflecting off the floor-to-ceiling windows. He poured a glass of whiskey, stared at the skyline, and remembered the first time he had seen his sister smile. "You always have to be first, don't you?" she had teased when they were kids, chasing each other in the dusty streets of their hometown. "You can't just enjoy the moment." He had laughed back then, not understanding the lesson, and now he understood all too well. The doorbell rang. A young delivery man with a bouquet of roses in his hands looked nervous. James didn't answer. He didn't care. He didn't even look at them. He just sank into his leather chair and stared at the city below. Cluck came in again gently. "Sir, people are calling. Friends, family." James shook his head. "I don't have friends, I have contacts, connections, deals, that's it. Nothing else matters." "You can't keep living like this, sir," Cla said softly, placing a hand on his shoulder. "You've got to face it. The money, the cars, the penthouse, they don't mean a thing if you don't have someone to share it with." James didn't respond. He just stared out the window, the glow of the city mocking him. Days passed. He went through motions, meetings, board calls, investments, but nothing felt real. He stopped laughing. He stopped eating with anyone. Every luxurious meal tasted like ash. Every compliment a hollow echo. Then one night he was in his study, looking at a framed photograph of his sister and him when they were children. He ran his fingers over the glass. Why didn't I make more time?" His voice broke. "I thought I'd have forever." He sank to the floor, head in his hands. He couldn't believe it. All the money, all the success, and he had nothing that truly mattered. The next morning he made a call. "Cla, I need to see Mom." Mom's voice trembled on the other end. "James, I know you're hurting." "I need to see you. I need to see Dad too. I can't stay here alone anymore." 2 hours later, he walked into his parents' modest house, the one he had left behind to chase millions. His father was in the kitchen and his mother wiped her hands on a towel. He froze. They looked older, more fragile, real, human. "James," his mother said softly, "we were worried about you." I'm sorry," James said, his voice thick. "I got lost. I thought money was everything, but now I see I was wrong." His father nodded slowly. "Son, money is a tool, it's never the goal. Life is about the moments you share." He wanted to argue. He wanted to say he understood, but words felt useless. He just nodded, and for the first time in weeks, he felt something warm inside. Weeks turned into months. James started small. A phone call here, a visit there. He sat with his parents. He laughed with friends. He even volunteered at a local shelter one evening, handing out meals with his own hands. He noticed things he had never paid attention to before. The way people smiled when you really listened, the way children laughed without a care in the world, the simple joy of a shared meal. One night, as he sat on the balcony of his penthouse, looking at the city he had conquered, he realized the truth. All the cars, the houses, the yachts, they were meaningless if he didn't have someone to care about. He called his assistant. Cla set up a family dinner. Everyone is invited. The next evening, the house was filled with voices he hadn't heard in years. Laughter, stories, arguments that didn't matter, all of it made him feel alive. He looked at the faces around the table and finally understood. This was wealth. This was richness beyond measure. He turned to the camera of his phone and spoke to his subscribers, his voice calm but powerful. If you're watching this, remember, life isn't about the numbers in your bank account. It's about the moments you share, the love you give, and the memories you create. Don't wait until it's too late. Cherish what matters. As weeks went on, James became a different man. He still ran his empire. He still wore the finest suits, flew on private jets, and attended exclusive events. But now he measured success differently. Not by profits, but by moments, by connection, by love, by meaning. One afternoon, a young man approached him at a charity event. "Sir, how did you turn your life around?" James smiled, warmth in his eyes. "I lost what money couldn't buy, and in losing it, I finally learned what life is really about." The young man looked confused. "But what did you lose?" He laughed softly, a sound full of emotion. "I lost time with the people I loved. I lost the chance to make memories when it mattered. I lost moments I can never get back. But I also gained a lesson I hope you never forget. Wealth is nothing if your heart is empty." He looked around the room, children laughing, families hugging, friends telling stories, and felt something he hadn't felt in years: contentment. Pure, unshakable contentment. James returned to his penthouse that night, not to sit alone in silence, but to prepare for a weekend with family. He poured himself a glass of wine and looked at the city lights. Not with desire, not with greed, but with gratitude. He thought of his sister, and though he still felt the ache of loss, he smiled. He carried her memory with him, but he also carried a newfound purpose: to live fully, to love deeply, and to never let the chase for money blind him again. He turned to the camera again, this time for a personal message to his viewers. If you liked this story, hit the like button. Comment below what matters most to you, and don't forget to subscribe for more life-changing stories. Learn from my mistakes, cherish what you have. Weeks later, James hosted a small dinner for friends, family, and colleagues. Conversation flowed, laughter erupted, and for the first time he felt the fullness of life. The world he had conquered with money was nothing compared to the world he was building with love, connection, and purpose. He remembered Cla's words. "You can't keep living like this, sir. You've got to face it." She had been right all along. As the night ended, he stood by the balcony looking at the stars. He whispered softly, "I have everything I need, finally." And with that, the billionaire who had once believed money could buy happiness now knew the truth. Life's most precious treasures are invisible, priceless, and irreplaceable. He smiled, lifted his glass, and said to himself, "Here to what truly matters." And to you watching this, what are you holding on to that can't be bought? Comment below, share your story, and remember, true wealth is measured in love, connection, and moments that money can never buy. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Life Stories, and hit the notification bell to never miss a story that could change your life. Because life is the greatest story of all.